best way to make passive income with crypto. You probably thought this was impossible, and yes, me too, but at first. Then I was talking to a friend who's a crypto analyst, and I mentioned how my international audience loves passive income, dividends, and all that good stuff. That's when he suggested I make this video. I loved the idea, and honestly, I learned a lot while researching it. And being real, I watched tons of videos on the topic, and most of them were full of complicated jargon that makes no sense if you're not already deep into crypto. So in this video, I'll break it down step by step as if you were 3 years old. No confusing terms, just clear and practical insights. It's something you should keep an eye on. All right, let's get into it. And wait, hold your like, hold your comments. You don't need it now, but when you finish watching, if you like the content, don't forget to interact, okay? It's very important for me, I swear. Well, the strategy I'll be presenting to you today is called staking. There are other ways, but I think this is the easiest. And maybe you've heard about this, but never understood because it's only explained in a complex way. And I want you to really understand this. So let's start from the beginning. So what is staking? Staking is like putting your money in a special account, just like a savings account, where it earns rewards over time. But instead of a bank, you're helping a blockchain system run. And I'll explain what that is. And well, cryptocurrency is digital money that exists only on the internet. Unlike regular cash, which is printed and controlled by governments, crypto is decentralized, meaning no single person, bank, or company controls it. Instead, it runs on the system called blockchain. A blockchain is like a giant digital notebook where every transaction is recorded. Like all purchases and sales will be there on the blockchain and anyone can see it. Once something is written in the notebook, it can't be changed or erased, making it secure and trustworthy. Instead of one central bank keeping track of everything, thousands of computers around the world work together to verify transactions and keep the system running. This group of computers is called a network, and it ensures that crypto stays secure and functions without needing a middleman. Now, here's where staking comes in. Some blockchains use a system called proof of stake, which allows people to help process transactions and keep the network secure by staking their crypto. When you stake, you're locking up some of your cryptocurrency, meaning you agree not to use or sell it for a certain period. In return, the blockchain rewards you with more crypto, kind of like earning interest in a savings account. The longer you stake, the more rewards you can earn, making it a popular way for investors to grow their holdings without doing much work. People stake for different reasons. Some do it to earn passive income, making money just by holding onto their crypto, and others believe in the project and want to help secure the network. Either way, it's a way to put your crypto to work instead of just letting it sit there. And how much you can earn by staking? This depends on the time and the crypto you choose to apply this strategy, and I will show you an estimate. But before I show you how it works in practice, I want to open a second bonus topic. Let's talk about risks. And to be honest, I'm very careful with risks. I currently invest only 1% of my assets in cryptos, and this percentage may increase over time. But of course, this is a lot of money. I invest millions at once. I am a whole coiner, even if I invest only 0.5%. But let's also be honest, risk is the first thing that comes to mind when people think about cryptocurrencies. You probably already know this because risk is the price we pay for potential rewards. And you've probably heard the classic line, high risk, high returns. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, not exactly. A lot of people think risk and return are tied together in a straight line, like a vending machine. You put in more risk and out comes more return. But that's not how things work in the real world. Here's where it gets interesting. Legendary investor Howard Marks has a much better way of explaining it. He says that riskier investments don't guarantee higher returns. They just need to look like they will. Because let's face it, if something didn't seem like it might pay off, why would anyone take the risk? Like, anyone is that dumb. The problem is looking promising and actually delivering are two completely different things. I'll break it down for you. Imagine you are standing in front of 3 doors. Behind door 1, there's a small safe price. Nothing exciting, but predictable. Door 2 has a bigger price, but there's a chance you walk away with nothing. And door 3, that's the wild card. It could make you rich, or it would cost you everything. That's what risk is all about. The more risk you take, the wider the range of possible outcomes, from jackpot to total disaster. Now, what about crypto? A lot of people go after cryptos because they are riskier and expect higher rewards, but that's not always how it plays out. First off, not all cryptos are risky. Not all give high returns, and not all are worth the risk-reward equation. Before we dive into earning passive income with coins, let's get the right mindset. Risk isn't just about how much you could make. It's also about how much you could lose. And I don't want you to lose money. To invest in crypto, you need to understand risk. Bitcoin and other cryptos are some of the most volatile assets in the world. Never ever invest your money in crypto without thinking it through, without calculating the risks, researching, and studying up first, okay? There are no guarantees of high returns. And also, don't worry, because I know not everyone handles risk well, even after doing their homework. Risk isn't just numbers, it's emotional too. And that's why I'll also show you ways to invest with less volatility. So stick around until the end of this video. I'm sharing this because understanding risk is the difference between making smart moves and gambling with your money. Crypto is reshaping the financial world, and whether you invest or not, you need to know how it works. So let's get into it. Now we can move to the third part of this video. I'll finally show you how it works in practice. First of all, as I said before, how much you earn and how often you receive payouts will depend on which cryptocurrency you stake. The most common networks users stake with Ethereum and Solana. And you might be thinking, but cousin and Bitcoin. So Bitcoin isn't the most popular coin for staking because of how its network works. Unlike Ethereum or Solana, which uses a system called proof of stake, Bitcoin uses proof of work. In POW, miners do the heavy lifting by solving complex puzzles to keep the network running rather than staking coins to help secure it. It's like doing a big, complicated task to earn rewards instead of just locking up your coins. This means that isn't common to stake Bitcoin in the traditional sense like you can do easily with Ethereum or Solana. And that said, I'm going to use Binance in our practical examples because it's a huge platform, the largest crypto exchange in the world, and it's safe. I recommend that you use Binance or another platform that's just as safe. Don't stake anywhere. And I'll show you how to do staking with some cryptos, but let's start with Sol. In this case, you enter in Binance.com, click in Earn, and after that in Simple Earn, and you search for Sol in this page, or any other crypto you want to stake. But as I said, now I want to use Solana for this example. You click in Sol, and you see that Binance offers 3 main staking options: flexible, locked, and locked staking with BNSol. With flexible staking, you can withdraw your crypto anytime, but the rewards are lower because of that flexibility. It's ideal if you need access to your funds quickly. Locked staking lets you lock your assets for a set period, like 30, 60, or 90 days. You can access your crypto during this time, but you earn higher rewards compared to flexible staking, which is great if you don't need immediate access. And finally, locked staking with BNSol is a way to stake Solana indirectly by locking up the BNSol token. It offers higher rewards and is a good option if you want exposure to Solana without holding Sol directly. In short, choose flexible staking for access, locked staking for better returns, or BNSol for staking Solana with potentially higher rewards. And let's say you choose the locked option with a period of 120 days. The APR is of 5.1% Sol. And what that means? Think of APR like the interest you earn from a savings account, but in the world of crypto. So if you have a 5.1% APR on your Sol, it means that for every 100 Sol you you have, you'd earn an extra 5.1 sol over the course of a year. And I know what you really want to know. In dollars, what that means. Let's say the current price of 1 sol is 127.34. If you stake 100 sol, that's 100 times 127.34. That equals $12,734 worth of sol. So if 1 sol equals 127, that would mean you would earn 5.1 sol times 127 equals 649.43 after only 1 year if the price remains the same. And to generate a passive income that can sustain you, that can pay your bills for a year, and let's guess that by receiving $100,000 per year, you can do it, at 5.1% APR, you would need around 15,000 sol. In dollars, this is worth approximately $1 million. Again, if the price remains the same, of course. But hear me out, this is highly unlikely to happen. Before I finished recording this video, the price had already changed. Here's how I see it. When you are using a strategy like staking with a volatile crypto like Solana, which can swing in price, you've got to keep that in mind. You can't expect a steady payout every month. And the risk is only really worth it if you were already planning to invest in Solana. Think about it this way. Normally, your money would just sit in Solana and you would get regular returns. But if you decide to stake, you're not taking additional risks. You're just earning more on top of what you'd already get, right? It's just like having dollars in a saving account. You can't see the currency risk of the dollar because it's a very strong and stable currency. But the dollar also fluctuates in price and appreciates over time. Everyone knows about inflation. And here's the second practical example. You can also stake something stable, like the dollar. Remember when I mentioned that not all crypto is unstable and has super high returns? Well, there is a type of coin called stable coins. On the same Binance.com website, in the Simple Earn section, you can find them. There's more than one option: USDC, FDUSD, USDT, and so on. Okay, but what's a stablecoin? A stablecoin is like a floating dock in a sea of white waves. While other cryptocurrencies are like boats that go up and down with the tides, a stablecoin stays anchored to something solid, usually a currency like the US dollar. So while the value of other cryptos might jump all over the place, stablecoins remain steady, like a dock that stays in the same spot no matter how rough the waves get. In simple terms, it's a cryptocurrency that's designed to peg its value to something stable like the dollar so it doesn't fluctuate widely. This makes these coins a safer option for people who want to avoid the unpredictable swings of the crypto market. For example, 1 USDC equals $1.000216, and 1 Tether USDT equals to $0.99919. So it's almost 1 to 1. Moving to the math, I'll use USDC as the example. On Binance, you can only stake USDC in the flexible way. There's no locked way for this crypto. If you stake between 0 and 500 USDC, you earn 11.03% interest on your investment over a year. If you stake between 500 and 10,000 USDC, you earn 4.03% interest on your investment over a year. If you stake more than 10,000 USDC, you earn 1.03% interest on your investment over a year. And what does that mean? Let's say you choose to invest 499 with an APR of 11.03%. After 1 year, you would earn 54.98 USDC. If you invest 9,999 USDC with an APR of 4.03%, since this falls within the second tier, after 1 year, you would earn 403,000 USDC. If you invest 100,000 USDC with an APR of 1.03%, since this falls within the last tier, after 1 year, you would earn 1,030,000 USDC. Since this crypto has almost the same value as the dollar, I don't need to convert it to get the results. You must have understood this by now, I'm pretty sure. I just wanted to make it clear one more time. I said I would teach you like you were a 3-year-old, and that's it, cousins. I hope you understood. Leave your comments in the questions below, and bye-bye.